Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we are going to be talking about the Forever Purge, which I think is a stupid name, but whatever. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons, so let's get to it. Pros. The Forever Purge is the fifth Purge movie. This series started back in 2013. Can just look right here, franchise The Purge. First Purge had a simple but interesting idea where one night a year there was going to be a night called The Purge where all law and whatnot, like all crime is legal. You can do basically anything. If you want to murder, you can murder. If you want to steal, you can steal. If you want to, cause mayhem, you can, right? You can do all of that. I think it's like a 12-hour period. And that premise, it hooked people. And it hooked me too, because I thought it was really cool. So that first movie happened, 2013. Everyone hated it, including me, because it was the one of those movies where I had an interesting idea, but it failed to live up to that idea because it was mainly just a generic home invasion movie. So it felt like a waste of the premise. Then a year later, 2014, we had Purge Anarchy, which actually lived up to the premise this time because they went outside in the open where you actually see chaos everywhere. And it was a much, much better movie, far more entertaining. And as a result, it made more money. So naturally, they would continue with the third movie in 2016, The Purge election year. This is when the series started to go full on political. I mean, there was always a political theme to The Purge ever since the first movie, but this one kind of went all in on that idea. And, it worked out probably because it was topical as hell and it made more money than the second, right? So it was on a good streak. Then 2018, we had the first Purge, which is a prequel, and as the title suggests, it was about the very first Purge that happened. Domestically, it didn't do quite as good as the last one, but still enough to justify its existence, and actually made more overseas too. So this series has been quite successful. So yeah, that's easily a pro in the Forever Purge's favor is that the series has been relatively successful. Even the fourth one only dropped off a little bit, not so much where it's alarming. So yeah, that definitely helps it out a bit. So yeah, brand name recognition, I guess. So that's pro number one. Pro number two, there hasn't been a horror movie in the market since the beginning of June. That was with Conjuring 3. So horror fans have been waiting quite a while to see something. And will this be that something? I don't know, but it's certainly an option. I mean, other than this, what comes out after this? Escape Room 2, but that's 2 weeks from now. So Forever Purge has a decent amount of time to make some cash before it has to deal with any direct competition. So, yeah, I guess you consider that a pro. Lack of real competition right now. Pro number three, it's 4th of July weekend, right? It's usually a big weekend. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's very inconsistent. But considering The Purge has this very American themed to it, I mean, look at this horse right here. The horse is painted in with the American flag colors. So naturally, this seems like a good fit for a 4th of July weekend. So, yeah, I think the weekend might help it a bit. So, that's another pro. Oh, I can't think of anything else in the pro column. All right, cons. Considering this is the fifth movie, there's a very high chance now of franchise fatigue. Like every horror series has dealt with this. Saw has dealt with this. Conjuring has dealt with this. Paranormal Activity has definitely dealt with this. That there comes a point where people just stop caring about this series, and this could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Because I mean, it's been quite a while since we've had a Purge movie, and the Purge, I mean, it was cool idea. It was somewhat popular, but it was never like this big horror event, like say what the Conjuring was. So yeah, franchise fatigue could definitely set in for this movie and really hurt it. So yeah, that's automatic con right there. Franchise fatigue. Con number two. I haven't. I mean, I've seen ads for it, but it hasn't been exactly pushed very hard. I mean, with the three Universal movies that are out right now, those three being F9, Boss Baby 2, and this has been pushed the least, probably because they see more money in F9 and Boss Baby 2, which makes sense to me, seems logical. So yeah, it feels like Universal are just kind of like, whatever. Let's just throw it out there. Just we're done with this series anyway. Let's just get rid of it. So yeah, that's I would consider that a con right there. The lack of a real push, and by any sense of the word, just a lack of care from Universal. So yeah, that's definitely a con. What other cons can I think of? Well, obviously, pandemic, audience restrictions. Although that's changed a lot now, but there's still some parts that in the country that aren't 100% up and running yet. So that doesn't help anything. So I guess we consider that another con. Uh, yeah, that's all I can think of really. Okay, opening weekend. Hmm. Do. Well, considering most people probably don't even care about this movie, except maybe me because I liked some of these movies. The first one was horrible. Two, three, four. I think two is the best. Three and four are okay-ish, and I'm hoping this one is also okay-ish and not just a bad movie. But I don't know. But I am planning on seeing this sometime next week. So yeah. I'm gonna say opening weekend. Oh wait, we got to do the 3 day, 4 day thing. 3 day, I'm thinking 10 to 15, somewhere in that range. More like 10 to 12. I'm being more honest. And then 4 day, I'm thinking hmm, 15 for the 4 day, which would be the worst out of all the Purge movies, but I kind of expected that considering the lack of buzz surrounding it. So, yeah. And yeah, overall, this series is quite front loaded most of the time, so I'm going to guess 20 to 30 million, somewhere in that range. It'll probably end up at, which I mean, the budget's only 18 million, so it's not like it's going to really hurt Universal's bottom line. But yeah. Anywho, that is it for that. Now I have one more movie to cover this weekend, Zola. The next weekend we get to talk about Black Widow. Woo! Which will hopefully be the next step towards, true blockbuster box office. F9 is is the highest we've gone so far. Cannot talk right now. F9 is the peak right now with 70 million. Can Black Widow top that? We'll have to wait and see. I think it can, even with the Disney Plus thing. So, yeah, but that's next week. But yeah, anywho, that is it. That is all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got a playlist on the homepage of all previous movies I've covered this year, from Quiet Place 2 to F9 to Godzilla vs. Kong to Ray and the Last Dragon to Mortal Kombat to Demon Slayer to Cruella, Peter Rabbit 2, Boss Baby 2. and all the others. Covered them all, made videos about them all. If you want to watch any of them, plus any of past prediction videos I made from like 2019 or 2020, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. The most recent one I did was about Hotel Transylvania 4 ditching the summer season. But if you, but if you want to check out any of my canceled episodes, there's now 70, I believe. You want to check out any of those, go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. The June recap, the June recap will come out tomorrow. But if you want to check out any of my past recap videos, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.